As some people reach that pinnacle cap of 1260 or passing that powerful cap of 1250 or even working your way through powerful still, you might be asking yourself a question. What armor should I care about and what armor should I masterwork? Well, mods and elements regarding armor changed a lot in Beyond Light and have allowed a lot more flexibility with weapons not being assigned to a single element. Let's clean out that vault of yours from all your gear you have accumulated in your grind and help you make the right decisions in what armor to keep, masterwork, and what element to masterwork that armor as. Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Let's be honest, your vault is a mess. Well, before we go in this video, let's clean that vault of yours out. If you've seen my past video on Destiny Item Manager Dim, you would know I make sure to keep my vault clean, and I love the features Dim provides. In that video, I gave you some useful tips like certain search filters, useful loadouts, and more. Check that video out if you have not. Dim also provides a very effective method to mass clean out your vault. TMMania created a master search filter to clean out your vault in one easy copy paste. To access this search filter, go to the link in the description and open up the file. Select all the filters and copy paste it into your search bar in Dim. This feature will highlight all the items you should dismantle. Pause. This does not mean just dismantle carelessly. There might be a piece you are holding onto for some sentimental value or whatnot, so make sure you are aware every time you hold down that button. So let's look at what this filter does. The first line will highlight any weapon that has been sunset or is junk or is blue. These should all be safe to delete unless you want to keep an item that has been sunset. In that case, tag it with a keep tag or even masterworking it will show you want to hold on to it and the filter will ignore it. The next line will highlight all non-exotic armor or class items to evaluate which armor you have as god rolls. The next filters will unselect your god rolls based on certain parameters. The first barrier will help keep all armor that might be wanted by a certain class. For Titans, just any armor with a stat of 18 or more recovery or 63 overall will be kept. Hunters will have any armor with 13 or more recovery and 18 or more mobility saved, as well as any piece with 15 or more recovery, or again, any stats above 63 overall. Lastly, Warlocks will have a similar filter, but for 18 or more recovery and 17 or more discipline, as well as have any armor above 63 overall. These filters are to keep any class-specific roles you might want to keep. The next set is an 18-13 split. So if an armor piece has one stat at 18 or above before masterwork, and another stat at 13 or above before masterwork, the armor will be deemed a good roll and be deselected from being dismantled. This will check all combinations, so an 18-13 split of intellect and recovery will be recognized, or 18-13 split of mobility and strength will be recognized. The next section will look at all the armor again and look for armor that has a triple 13 before masterwork. This filter will highlight any armor that has 3 high stats of any combination. So for instance, if your mobility, recovery, and intellect was all 13 or above, the armor piece would be deselected from being dismantled. This filter will look at all combinations of that triple 13. Lastly, one simple filter will look if the armor piece is evenly distributed for those of you who want to have maybe even stats across the board. So if every stat is 8 or above, it will keep that armor piece. The final section will keep one of every class item and is mainly preference as class items don't have any random rolls. It will also select any sunsetted armor, blue armor, and ignore any items that you personally tagged in Dim with an infused tag, keep tag, etc. And the filter will also ignore your max power items as to not ruin your power level and grind if you're still climbing. It will finally ignore any items you have in a loadout or have masterworked. That runs through the filter. In short, it's a very effective while also conservative method to clean out your vault. This is very useful for any of you who are not sure on what armor rolls to look for. After the filter is typed in, simply go to your character's emblem, click transfer search, and Dim will move all items ready to be dismantled over to that character. Just chill in orbit and get to dismantling. If you come across an item that you want to keep, just tag it in Dim to not forget. Now I know many of you are already aware of what constitutes a good roll piece of armor, and some of it is rather opinionated, so I thought I'd give my 2 cents. When I look at armor, I mainly look for armor above that 63 over stat like the filter does. I'd go down a little if the distribution was in certain stats. For me, I actually use most of the season pass armor provided from this season and past seasons because it comes free while also having some insane rolls. I do have some outliers, and these are the stats I look for and I recommend. Most of the time, stats are important in PvP. Stats in PvE are kind of subjective to the activity, as most are just too easy, and sometimes you maybe want to do a cool build and go crazy in one stat. The general rule across all three characters is you want high intellect and recovery. Not only are these the best stats to have, but their respective mods are the most expensive energy-wise. So getting these to roll on your armor could allow for better mods. Now for class-specific stats, when I'm on my hunter, I look for high mobility and intellect. And this is mainly because of how good the hunter dodge is, and you can make that into a build. And mobility affects the hunter dodge. For warlocks, I make sure to hit tier 10 recovery, as that drives the rift ability cooldown and is super important. Titan's ability is driven by resilience, but resilience is a weird perk. Most people would tell you to hit, I believe it's 6 resilience now, to avoid certain weapons and Crucible from 1 headshotting and 2 bodying you. So for Titan, I would recommend trying to hit that tier 10 intellect recovery, and then put the rest of your stats into resilience, or strength for fun. This filter accomplishes these goals for you really well and can get you started off on the right track, finding the best pieces in your vault, while getting rid of those sunset weapons and armors and unnecessary blues. Now, look through the remaining armor and let's decide what we should keep and what we should masterwork. When deciding on masterworks, we need to first think of what element, Solar Arc or Void, we should masterwork the piece as. So let's look at the new mod system in Beyond Light and see what roles elements play into your mods. Looking at DestinySets.com, amazing website, we can go armor piece by armor piece to see what the theme mods start to form. In short, Arc is all about your melee ability, Solar is all about your grenade, and Void is all about your class ability. So let's start. Helmet is responsible for targeting mods and ammo finders. These are no longer element specific, thank the Traveler, so no worries there. Helmets are all about generating super energy. Sticking with the theme, the helmet follows suit. Arc is super energy off your melee kills, Solar is super energy off your grenade kills, and Void is super energy off your class ability usage near enemies. For arm pieces, these mods now hold all the reloader mods and dexterity mods. And you know, like, what arms do in a shooter. Reload and... anyway. These also follow suit to the theme and have mods that transfer energy from one ability to another. So Arc provides melee energy when you damage something with your grenade, while Solar provides grenade energy when you damage something with your melee ability, making those two opposites. Now the Void set, which is all about the class abilities, gives you class ability energy off the use of the other abilities mentioned. So there's one that gives class ability energy off of melee damage, and one that gives class ability energy off of grenade damage. All of these create a unique synergy-like effect. Chest pieces are probably the most independent of elements. The chest piece is responsible for reserves, unflinching mods, and resist mods. The Arc, Solar, and Void variants only provide resist mods for that element. Most times people would just run Concussive Dampener, or maybe a specific element resist mod, but this is really dependent on the enemy type. Leg armor pieces are responsible for scavenger mods, one of the best mods in the game, and their unique mods are those that grant an effect upon picking up an orb of power. These again follow suit to the themes. The Arc gives you melee energy upon picking up an orb, Solar gives grenade, and Void gives class ability. But Solar and Void have a significant advantage. These two have another mod that allows immediate health for Solar recuperation and health regen on Void after picking up an orb of light. I can say that these mods are the most popular as they can save you in a pinch in PvE. Each element can equip the less powerful Absolution mod that reduces all cooldowns, but either way the legs are mainly used for that scavenger mod and then the recuperation or better already regeneration mods. Lastly, the class item is responsible for finisher mods and class ability mods. Arc provides melee ability energy, who would have thought, when you use your class ability, and the finisher mod restores your melee ability. Solar provides grenade energy on a class ability, And then the finisher mod gives you your grenade back on a finisher. But this one also has the same type of mod as the leg recuperation mod, which provides healing upon a finisher. Void has a funny one. It grants class ability energy on the use of a class ability. And then the finisher mod grants an overshield. The general mods here are similar to the legs. One provides all ability energy on the use of a class ability. And then the finisher mods here is a special finisher, which is a very useful mod. And then a snap load finisher, which provides primary ammo on a finisher, which sounds like a joke. So that is the basic mod slots per armor piece and their goals. Each armor piece now has a combat mod slot responsible for the past seasonal mods. In short, arc mods are focused on your melee again, while having mods that are more up close and personal, like Lucent Blade for swords. Arc is very popular for PvP as it runs Powerful Friends or Radiant Light, which provides a free +20 in mobility or strength respectively. Solar is focused heavily on your grenade again and provides useful mods for Warmind cells, while also having a good Charge of Light mod supercharged. Void is great as the Warmind cells allow debuffs or resistance, as well as the Charge of Light mods which can provide resistance like Protective Light. Void is my most used still, at least for PvE. So what should you masterwork your armor as? Well, here is what I would do. Any pieces that you have that have really high strength or melee oriented should be arc, as that is what the arc mods are catered to. Armor pieces that you could see being used in PvP as well could be arc as well, because the arc mods can use the Powerful Friends or Radiant Light mods, very popular PvP mods. Armor pieces that have high discipline or part of a grenade or Warmind cell build be masterworked for solar. Lastly, my main armor pieces are masterworked as Void. Void pieces should be those that have high stats in your class's driven stat, so Hunters, high mobility, Warlocks, recovery, and Titans resilience, but again, that is not really necessary. Void is overall my most used because the mods are just universal, they're great and everywhere. In short, what I recommend is having at least one piece of each element. What I have done is actually really simple. I have this season, Season of the Hunts, full set from the season pass, all masterworked for arc. I mean, look at the strength on some of these pieces. I then have a lot of Season of Arrival's armor masterworked as Void, as it is my main armor piece in my gameplay. My solar set is just pieces I've collected over the past seasons. I tried to masterwork armor that won't be sunset soon, as I went to select armor with at least a power limit of 1360. I do this for each armor piece. I use my class item when I wanted to use Powerful Friends or Radiant Charge, as the class item roles don't exist. Other than that, I can hit the stats I would want rather effectively and have the ability to swap to a different element and hit those mods if I need to. So in short, clean out that vault. Thanks again to TMMania's master filter linked below. That will allow you to mass search your vault, then look through those armor pieces that remain to see what combination each one has and get to masterworking those armor pieces in their respective elements. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and make sure to check out TMMania's Reddit post for more information on the filter. That's all I have for you today. I hope this helps some of you newer players in optimizing your vault, or helps some of you veteran players in understanding how the new mod system works. It's only been changed like how many times now? Either way, thanks for watching, and I will see you gamers in the next one.